Hey guys, welcome to a special Tuesday edition of the Animal Crossing Adventures. Basically, in case you didn't see the message yet, I have a lot of things happening later on this week, and I unfortunately will not be available to stream on Friday. I will make sure that I have some content available, a nice extra long episode for you guys. But that'll include the what's it called? The you know the island tour, the Dream Island tour, and all that stuff. Oh look, guys, we got a special guest. Hey, Annabelle, it's Real Groovy Bean here today. Feels like this is a dream I once had when I was just a scruffy pup with a shoebox guitar. I was dreaming of hitting out on my own, wandering wherever my road would take me. Dreaming of finding a magical place where cool cats like you would come together and see a stray like me. Sorry about that, I do run on. Time to get your fingers snapping. Right on, this one goes out to all you cool cats in New Animal. I call it Welcome Horizons. Cool, so he's going to play a fun little song for us. We're going to get that jam, but back to what I was trying to say. What was I trying to say? Yeah, we're just gonna be busy on Friday with all sorts of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a nice little episode going for you guys to take a look at. And yeah, I'm trying to get my chat open so I can actually type in here. Hey guys, welcome to a special Tuesday edition of the stream. Exclamation point. But yeah, so I'll do the island tour on Friday on the recording, as well as do some this'ls and that'ls. Basically, it'll just be like a longer episode of what you'd normally expect. As for today, I don't know if we're going to go the full 4 hours-ish that we normally do, or it might go a little bit shorter, but whatever we end up doing, I'm sure glad to have you guys here with me tonight. Title of the stream, My Worst Habits. Basically, it's been a bit of a downer, thinking about like all the things that I'm coming up short with versus all the things that I seem to make time for that really don't matter all that much. What I'm talking about is best way to describe it is, create content, not comment. I think I'm doing a good job making content for the channel. It's been well taken care of. I've really been enjoying it. But in terms of comments, I find myself with a bad habit of constantly hopping into comment sections and picking dumb quips here and there. Holy smokes, you snuck up. I didn't expect him from behind that tree. Golly. Were you just watching me sleep from that window? Bro, don't even try to change the subject. What were you doing there, hiding behind my tree, looking through my window at me sleep? Goodness gracious. Oh yeah, thanks for a song. I mean, for you, it reminds you of that one concert that we experienced together. For me, it's the trauma that you gave me from you standing here watching into my window from behind a tree. It's one thing to be a crook nook, but right now you're a creep. Oh, goodness gracious. So, for those of you curious about what we missed, basically, I found out, I hopped on yesterday, and apparently, in order to learn how to cook, basically, Kid was trying to teach me how to make spooky cookies, and he couldn't teach me this. He couldn't give me the DIY for it because I don't know how to cook yet. And you apparently only get to cook when you after you learn how to what's it called? After you have the first KK concert, and you need that from 3 stars. So you guys didn't miss anything about that. We actually already had 3 stars, so worked out with that one. So oh, and now we can terraform of all things. Oh goodness gracious! I was not ready for that. Not now. We're gonna not. Here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna not terraform too much. Okay, good. We can only make paths, which is all I really want, is to be able to make a path. But that's what we're gonna be doing today. Is we're basically just gonna be decorating around our little area. So I do want to add some paths around to help navigate through the town, and yeah. I don't know if we'll do it today or if I'll put it along with the Friday issue, but we do need one more villager. Uh, One thing that you might have missed. Uh, he's in the thumbnail. He was at the concert. We now have Camofrog. He happened to be at a campsite yesterday when I was hopping on, and I love frogs. They're my favorite animals, so I couldn't afford to skip out on them. So we got that. Um, Believe it or not, all these pumpkins that we have here, I watered them all. Guess what? They're all orange. That stinks, but whatever. It's extra pumpkins that we have until we get the sugarcane. But we should be able to actually cook soon, which will be, I probably should have done a better job of figuring out the phases for. I say a lot, guys. My bad habits. Next phase for this whole process. Just figure out how to do all the different cooking things, whatnot. We need to work on the DLC to get ourselves at a point where we can actually get a regular amount of the cooking DIYs. You can get one every single day. There goes another from whoever your head chef is at your restaurant. But another thing that'll be cool is, man, I want to get to a point where I don't say at least not as much as I do. But your villagers will also be able to start cooking as well, and you'll be able to get DIYs from that. Also, if you catch or get something, you can learn the DIY for that. What I mean by catch, I mean let's say you catch a fish or something like that that you can actually use to cook. You can learn the DIY just from catching that. It's like you get inspired by it, which honestly is the way it should be. Or perhaps even better would just be if there's no DIY method when it comes to cooking. I think that's what they should probably do, is that you should have your own personal cookbook. And if you can think about it this way, when I used to play Harvest Moon Back to Nature, I don't recall if there was a way to, what's it called? Ow, my neck. If there was a way to learn recipes outright, but you could just throw any old pair of food together and make your own food that way. If they did it like this, where if they had a freestyle way to cook, where you could just, ooh, a gold nugget, throw whatever in the pot and then you make it, that'd be cool. And then what you would do after the fact would be if you made something otherwise, like something that you don't know already. You'll just kind of learn the recipe. Oh, look at us! First try, I found the lucky money rock. What I'm trying to say is, if you have like your own personal cookbook, and the first time you cook something, you you can jot down what the recipe is, and then you just know it. You don't have to have the DIY for that. That'd be kind of cool. Just be able to figure out recipes on your own. But then you can also get like DIYs as well. Oh, cute little hippo taking a little hippo nap. I'm so glad you got over her hippo-coronavirus. Who is that, Renee? Barely tell by the tail. So we should be able to cook either today or tomorrow now. But we'll go over here, talk to an old Nook the Crook, aka the creep who watches when you sleep. He doesn't have anything. Alright. Let's see what he has. Redeem Nook Miles. Ah, cool. We can allow him to learn all these things. Goodness gracious. Do we get all the new items too? No. So there's like new items that you can get later on. We currently don't have access to that, but we do have access to a lot of other cool things. Main things I want are the paths, but we should probably get terraforming. I might get them just because I like to have them, even though I'm not going to necessarily use them. We should have enough Nook Miles to get a whole bunch of everything. I probably care more about moving rivers than I do moving cliff sides, but there's a lot of cool things that we could do. Actually, we might actually use the cliffside of the river, because like one thing that you might notice, like some of the best looking islands, what they'll do is they'll have like a cliff and water feature by their entrance, and they're always like really cool in my personal opinion, because like they just kind of like put the cliff there and you have to like kind of walk through the cliff, and they'll have like a little waterfall feature that trickles down from the cliff. I'm going to unlock all these, even though honestly half of them I don't even use. In fact, some of the best island decorators or freestylers, they just use their own types of custom designs that either make or download, and they use those instead. But shoot, I mean, I might as well say, guys, it feels like we're kind of at the post game, if you will. I mean, technically, right? The credits rolled and all that jazz. Who made the song? This Coven? Yeah, Coven. Silence. Man, it feels like it was forever ago since we did the first Friday stream when we did a Half an Orange, aka Guava. I bring that up because, like, we gotta have another one soon, right? Bad news. I don't think I'll be able to actually do another first Friday stream. Alright, what I might do is I might move the first Friday stream to the second Friday next month. Basically, so our family towards the end of the year, that's what all the birthdays hit. Like they're all like one after another after another. We have a birthday for my sister, and then my wife is next, and then both of my daughters happen as well. And then my birthday comes up, and then early in the year is when another birthday happens, and there's just so many birthdays that and they're all over at different points. So what we might do is the second Friday of next month is when we're going to do the stream, we'll probably do Coven. I like Coven. I have to look at the calendar though to see if December is going to be more friendly towards it. Should be, but I have to see when the birthdays again happen at that point in time. I like how I had a bunch of Nook miles, and all of a sudden I just went from like 23,000 or however many I had. Oh, was it like 32? It was a bunch, and now I'm just going right, spiraling back down to 0. But you know, theoretically, it's worth it. Minor complaints that I have. So this wood path right here, like all the paths are rounded, like rounded circles or squares or whatnot. And I wish like some of them weren't rounded. I wish they would make them a little bit more, you know, relevant towards what they do. Oh, I didn't realize they were clapping this whole time too. It must feel like weirdos clapping for literally everything that I get. It's like she's like, I'm not even gonna get back to work until he finishes over there. I love this song, Little Stars by AMR. So that's all of the terraforming stuff. Let's see if we have anything else off the top of my head. Not really. I want that stone fence, but I don't know if we have it yet. Cool. Random stuff. We'll take those. Cardboard boxes. You can use this to make a cardboard box furniture. Those are all watered. Perfect. Put something away. I don't even know why I have the used fireworks stand, to be quite honest. Actually, let's go talk to Nook real quick. See if Nook has something else that we can go for. Because I'm not sure where the cooking is. If Nook is going to send us the cooking. Shoot. He might have told us we could cook, and I just wasn't paying attention. That could be a thing. But what I was trying to say earlier was my bad habits. Cool. I have this tendency. It got me. I wasn't kicked off of Facebook. I left Facebook because I couldn't help myself. And even now, on YouTube, I find myself falling into the same trap. Basically, what it is I'll be just going through and I'll see somebody's video and I just can't help myself. I just end up hopping into the comment section and just start like, I'm not going to say I'm trolling. I'm just like, I can be very opinionated at times, and everybody knows somebody who has a really strong opinion, and they can attest to this. It's just like sometimes you don't want to hear someone's opinion. Sometimes you just want to hear them shut up, and I very much can be that person more often than not. Probably, I can't help myself, and then I hop in there and, like, you know, they'll be like, and it's not like again, like I gotta reiterate, I'm not trying to troll anyone, right? I just have a bad habit sometimes of putting my foot in my mouth. There's a series of lines in a song by Sage Francis where he says, sometimes I shoot myself in my foot, then I put my foot in my mouth, I clean it while it's there, then I suck the bullet out and reload the weapon. Now that's conservation. Staying locked and loaded in a bad conversation. That can be me. I shoot myself in the foot, put my foot in my mouth, and just, you know, instead of learning an ounce of humility, instead of learning how to just shut up for a moment, sometimes all I do is just double down on a stance that really isn't even worth my time. And and if it's not worth my time, obviously it's not going to be worth your time, and I just can't help myself. And I just need to learn how to just be cool. Basically, is what it comes down to. You gotta be cool. Like everybody knows, how that goes. Like, be cool, guy. Be cool. Don't be so opinionated on every last thing. Be able to hear somebody, especially when it's like having a conversation with a friend or somebody. Be able to hear them and not have to chime in with, oh well, oh yeah, in this, and well, technically. Just be able to just say, yeah, fair enough. Like I hope, I pray that God gives me the ability to listen more and talk less. Yeah, I was gonna say like talk less. Like, do I really need to talk less? Yes, I definitely need to. I need to listen more, talk less. I need to hear what people are saying, understand what they're saying, and be able to give them rebuttal that is relevant to the conversation that we're having. If you follow what I'm saying, what I'm trying to suggest is that they say the thing, whatever the thing is, they say it. And I can tell them exactly, give them hear me out, guys. Sometimes we give answers to people that exceed the expectation of what we're saying. Sometimes we go out of our way, we talk, and we don't actually say anything. Sometimes when we should be listening, we're too busy trying to make a point that I'm not going to say that nobody cares for, but I am going to say that it's irrelevant towards the situation, if that makes any sense. What I mean is, like, they say the thing or whatever. Not like best example is you have a friend of yours, and they come up to you and they say all their problems. They just drop it all on you. And then you start brainstorming out loud ways to fix their problem. And the reality is, they don't want you to fix their problem. They just wanted you to hear them out. And then assure them that they're not crazy for having feelings. That may sound crazy, right? But what's even more crazy is the fact that we all sit down right now and have that aha moment. We're like, oh dang, maybe that really is it. Maybe sometimes we just need to sit back and listen to somebody. I mean, let's be quite honest, the shoe goes on the other foot, right? Sometimes we just want someone to sit back and listen to us. Sometimes we just want somebody to say, I don't want you to say that I'm right per se, but I do want you to establish that you actually listened to me, that you heard me, that whatever it is that I needed to talk about was talked about, and that my feelings were validated. And I try to do that. Like, that's my a 50-50. Oh man, my pockets are kind of full, girl. Walker. Do I have room to put something? Okay, I can. I got a chest over here. A shed. But I try to, at the very least, preface anything that I put on these comment sections with a statement that says that, it's like preemptively trying to iterate that I'm not trying to invalidate somebody else's feelings or emotions just because I have a different opinion. And I'd say that to a degree, it actually kind of works out. Like, I feel like where I used to have like really heated debates in the comment section, it's actually kind of toned down quite a bit. It's not like, a shout fest online, which honestly, like, I think everybody can agree they really suck when you have a shout fest, because it's like, why are we all yelling at our computers? But really, there's no place for me to have such a strong opinion, especially on some of these videos. And mind you, it's all sorts of stuff, like um, about some video game or professional wrestling or cooking or culture or anything like that. And then here I am popping into the comment section, um, saying a whole bunch of what ultimately adds up to nothing, and it can be tough. Just looking in the mirror and saying, "Yo, not everybody wants to hear you." And mind you, it's also not that I think I'm right all the time either. Let me clarify that much. I don't think I'm right. Oh, I love that arch. Ooh, hey, a scaffolding. Quick story. Of all the odds of things that they'd be selling. So I have a big job tomorrow for my work, and it involves us leasing a scaffolding for the job, and I'm nervous about it. Whew, don't tell the scaffolding owners, golly. Um, so the job that we have, we the work area is like 20 feet tall. We probably don't need a whole 20 feet. I don't know if we have. We'll see if we have the money for it later on. How much is the scaffolding? Is it less than 10? Yeah, we'll buy it. I might do a construction site at some point. And we'll get this director's chair too. It should be less than. Yeah, there you go. But I have to get the scaffolding. So the scaffolding goes up to about 12 feet, which is a good amount. And I gotta pick that up tomorrow. And I'll be quite honest with you guys. I have no idea I'm gonna fit it into my vehicle. It seems like on paper, it just seems like a really bad idea. Like, I don't have a lot of room in the vehicle that we use, so I don't know how it's gonna pan out. It's a small sedan, and we're gonna have like all the tools, like compressors and vacuum cleaners and all sorts of stuff in there, sawhorses, and now we're gonna also find a way to shove a whole scaffolding in there. It shouldn't be too bad. It's one of the ones that kind of, you take them apart and you can put it back together, so it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. Something we're going to do here, we're going to plant some flowers in this garden area to get them crossbreeding. We now have the ability to terraform, so I don't know exactly how we should do it. There is temptation to move the rivers, but I kind of want to leave the rivers as they are. I really like how they are. We'll see as it goes. I've never been afraid to just flatten the whole area and then build something new. What we should do is move Mr. Biff. He's in a very unfortunate area. I should have had better sight with him. Where would we move Biff? I'd probably move him. This isn't me trying to be cruel to the hippo, the big bad hippo daddy himself, but he would just be better over here on like this area, just so he'd have a little bit more room to stretch. And the reason why I say it was bad foresight is I don't like to have a lot going on in between the dock and the town square. I think I had an idea though for the town square that actually does involve a lot of water. Basically, we're going to move water over here to the town square. And we can have it come up over here and like leave as well. But I kind of want to surround the entire town square with water. And then maybe have like a bridge that leads to it. That could be a cool thing to have, just like some scattered islands. We'll see what we end up doing, because I don't know how close they can be to it. What was I doing? I'm supposed to be finding Walker right now. Walker's making something. What you doing, buddy? Spooky fence. I can't remember how the spooky fence goes. Okay, I remember that. The spooky fence now. They're actually really cool. They're not like even like spooky. It's just like a pumpkin themed black fence. But they're like really cool. Put like for your vegetable garden and stuff like that. Put it on. Oh, that is... It matches his eyes? That's great. I love it. I could have thought of a better shirt for him. That's a really nice shirt. Walker's so cute. So next we gotta go find Renee and give her the good news that she picked out a wonderful shirt for. See, I didn't know that I was gonna have like, oh man, it's kind of tempting. Like, now that I can, terraform there, I don't know if I should do the garden as is, or if I can do the garden as is for now, and just fix it later when we need to. If we were to move Biff, right, then pretty much it'd just be like, you come in over here, and we could center the garden to where it's just like, you come in, town square type thing. Then we could have like some sort of water feature that goes like we could like hear me out. You come in right from the get-go. We could probably put like the pergola like right over here. I don't know if this is I think it might be too big. Okay, a little too big. But like, hear me out. Let's pick these up real quick. What I'm trying to say is put that down like that, and then if we can push it down. Oh no, it's in the right spot. It's just we just need to move this tree, and you just kind of come in, and then it's just the pergola will be like right there, and you can go straight into like a garden area. And then what I'd probably rather do is have like a so let's see. So if I put the cliff feature over here on the right side, yeah, we could just like put it up here. It'd be all parallel to this big gray rock that we have down here. You just kind of put it up there and just kind of like have like a little waterfall type feature, whatnot. And then what you can have is another one. I'm trying to walk through a fence. You just have like another one off to this side as well, if you would. I could also like do like a ramp. Try to show you with my hands. I keep forgetting I can't do that. But like have an incline that goes up, and then you can put like the garden up there, possibly, and then like have like a bridge that would go over a water, uh, like you'd have it up here, a big second level with some sort of a feature, and then maybe have like the river would go around, like have the garden would be elevated, and then have like a river go around, and the river can like come down over through like this way, and be thick enough that you can put like a bridge that goes over it. But then we have the town square right there. Hey, what's up? Prezi. Thank you. What you give me? A box sofa. That's not so bad. I actually kind of like that. If we surround this whole thing with water... Hold on. If we surround it with water, then we can have like 2 bridges that lead this way, or 1 bridge, depending on how we want to do it. Like if we do 1 bridge, I would want it to be like over here. It just kind of leads up to that spot. But we have kind of like a moat that goes all the way around, and we can put shrubs in. Yeah, just shrubs all the way around. Actually, kind of like it down here. Because check this out. That's 1. Actually, it's better if we use the shovel. So that's 1, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. And then right down here, that's 1, 2, 3. Boom. Alright. Hey, how's it going, Techno? Hope you're having a wonderful day thus far. So if we do it like that, then it would be centered. Bridge goes over this part, and then the water would go all the way around. And then the opposite side would have the same effect. Another bridge that kind of goes off, and they can lead up to a waterfall, probably. And then if I did that, what we might do we do like a waterfall back. I'm contemplating how to decorate the town a little bit more. I can't say for a fact how much we can do right now, but we have access to a lot of new features currently. If we put the bridge over here, it goes over into this area. Question is, how close does the bridge have to be? But we can basically have a bridge that leaves the town square, and then I want to put like a little island off to the side of the bridge as well, where I'd put a tree just like on a little island. And I want it on both sides, So, do you have a bridge on the bottom part also? That'd be the next question. Paths would be nice to connect the houses, but I don't know exactly where I want the houses to be just yet. Like, I kind of want to know exactly where I want to put the houses first, and then once the houses are more or less like in a a good set spot, then you can pretty much move them, do all the decorating around that. So that's kind of where I'm at mentally right now. Basically, what we learned right now, which what we got before you showed up was, let me put this fence right down. We learned the ability to make rivers and cliffs. So any area we can make taller, or we can add or remove water as well. So the question is, how much do I want to get into that right now? Short answer is not a lot, but it's more than zero, most likely. Now we do have a lot of different path options also. It's just kind of try to figure out what is the vibe that we want, where we're gonna put things as we unlock them. I'm a real big fan of the label hats. Perfect. Oh yeah, there you go. That's a look. That's a look right there. How do you get this ability? So apparently the main objective of the story, use that term loosely, story, is to get KK Slider to come to your island and have a concert. In order to achieve that, you must get a 3-star island rating, which apparently we managed to get. As soon as he performs the concert, then Nook will give you the ability to terraform. My big question. Okay, so here's the problem with bridges. There is a bridge that matches the town square. But you can't really, like, reasonably connect it. And I don't know if it's what I want to use. Here's what we'll do for now, though. We will try to see if we can do this. Actually, no, we're not going to try that. Because whichever bridge I use, I have to use that bridge. Let's go take a look at the bridges real quick. That's what we're going to go do. Hey, Nookie Nook. Alright, so the bridge options that we have, depending on whatever the vibe that we're going to go for is, I don't like log bridges. I hate them with a passion. Suspension can be cute. I definitely think stone and wooden are the best. I've seen some people do iron bridges and make them work. The brick bridge is the one that matches the plaza the best. The Zen bridges aren't so bad, also. They're actually pretty nice. I'm really digging the wooden bridges in this island currently. The main reason why I will lean towards stuff like stone bridges or Zen bridges is because of their their arc, and I feel like they look better, especially when you have them at like an angle or something. It's tempting. I don't know which one I would use for this though, because like I don't want a bridge that feels like it takes up too much personality, like too flashy, but also I don't want like a boring bridge either. And then as you see the cost on them, they're kind of expensive. See, the brick bridge is tempting, but I'm just like, I don't have anything that really matches it in terms of vibe. Like wood, and the Zen bridge as well, because it's made of wood. It's easy to put like trees and whatnot to match its vibe, whereas also the stone bridge, you can use various like stone structures and whatnot to get the look just right. But like the brick bridge, it just doesn't really like fit the vibe. Not to mention like the ground, when as soon as you get past it, it's just gonna be ugh. Piracy is wrong. That's the only real way to put it. It's wrong. I'm guilty of it, just like anybody else has been. But in terms of morals and ethics, it's clearly, it's not a good thing. I understand and I fully sympathize with people who have their reasonings as to why they feel that. I fully sympathize with people's justifications for why they pirate, but even in being guilty myself of doing so, I can acknowledge with an honest heart that it was not a good thing when I did it, if that makes any sense. Like, I guess the best way to put it is like, I'm not going to try to blow smoke and distract people from the reality of the situation. Anytime you take something without permission of the person who owns it, like like hear me out. Like I said, I am guilty of it just like most people on the internet. Um, Sometimes it's just easier to just take it, right? And I get that. And sometimes when you're weighing the options of, do I spend hundreds of like dozens if not hundreds of dollars on a product that I clearly can't afford, or do I just snag it and take whatever risks that come with it? Um, and ultimately, just kind of comes down to it's just like, to each their own. I'm not going to say that it's something that I find to be morally wrong, but like also be like judgmental of other people. Like, to me, it's I'm being judgmental of the act through an honest lens. I've known some of the best people I have ever known, like some like genuine, kind, good-hearted people, and they're just as guilty of doing it, because sometimes, like, I knew a guy who, do you spend hundreds of dollars on editing software, or do you just hop into an engine, a search engine, and you just find a link and just like steal it? But since many companies say that when you buy something you don't own it, you only own a license to play it, I don't think as many companies as we might think are actually doing that. Like, Let me put it this way, like Animal Crossing. When I bought Animal Crossing, you could argue that the DLC, I I have a privilege to play the DLC on Animal Crossing, but the physical copy of the game, it's irrevocable unless they like go out of their way to disable my Switch 2, like remotely. They can't stop me from playing the game. And the same is true about, I'd say, 90% at least of the games that I've owned throughout my lifetime. The idea that, okay, somebody paid for something and then look at Minecraft. I've had owned a copy of Minecraft for probably over a decade, and I've never once felt threatened that they're just going to take it away from me one day. There are some bad actor companies who are, going out of their way to try to flex on the little guys and kind of put them in a position where they're like, "Oh, you don't actually own our game, so But but understand this though, like piracy and poor video game ethics aren't necessarily like linked, because there's nothing you can pirate that'll let you play a game against the owner's best wishes. Basically, you'll still have to like get online or something or whatnot, and they'll just like remove access, stuff like that. He's not here, but I haven't seen him yet. But for me, it's just, one of the things that I hope to do is through this process, we're going to clean up a lot of how these videos are made. And what that includes is I hope to get a much better functioning PC. And instead of giving into those temptations of piracy, to just, actually go out of my way, buy the programs that I use for editing and whatnot, and just make sure, we can transition to a much better position overall with it. Well, hold up. They give each other stink eye? Ugh. Aw, you made Punchy cry. Renee, that's it. You're out. You're gone. Wow. Poor Punchy. Although I did vow to buy Minecraft when I can, since I think a lot of people pirated Minecraft before they actually owned a copy, but let me think about it. Like, the reason why piracy is so prominent is companies feel the need to make an absurd amount of money over what effectually is nothing, if that makes sense. Like, I made a movie and or a game or something, some sort of digital form of media. There was a lot of money that went into putting it together, but when it comes to the actual distribution of it, I can just let you download it online, right? So how much should I charge you to own a digital copy of my game or digital media, right? That's the question. So a lot of these companies are like, oh, well, we should charge them, uh, a good amount of money, and they don't even let them like own it either. Like, I have to go check out how much it costs currently, but I know it costs like anywhere from like usually around like $6 or whatnot to rent a piece of digital media. And then if you want to own it, they'll usually charge you twice, if not three times as much. And it's like, you're just downloading a file. Like, there's no physical copy, there's no disc, there's no chip, there's no nothing. It's just download it onto your computer or wherever, and you watch it there. Like, sometimes they give you more access to things. No, not there. Over one more. Although I think the reason why piracy is becoming popular again is because streaming companies make different shows and different. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The streaming companies, the companies who are currently in charge of distributing media, are all over the place. It's confusing. You never know where you're going to find the show that you want to watch. It might be on one program, on one service one day, and then a completely different service the next day, and you just never really know. And it's frustrating. It is so frustrating. You just never know where it's going to be. And they must know, right? They must know that it's confusing as all heck to their audience, but quite frankly, I just don't think that they really care. They're just going to keep doing whatever the heck they want to do with it. And so we're just kind of in this awkward position where it's like, what do you do? It's either you deal with it or you deal without it. And it's obnoxious. I forgot who it was. I was watching a guy who had talked about these things. And it's just like, it makes perfect sense how much it doesn't make sense that they're doing these things. And then video games, they're getting a really bad rep right now just because you have a couple video game companies that are like saying, oh, well, technically, you don't actually own it. We're just letting you borrow it. And you look at other companies trying to find them to a disagreement with them, and then they just kind of look at you like, I mean, they're not wrong. And then you just kind of have that look on your face that you're now heartbroken, like, how could you do this to me? And they're like, I mean, it's not far from the truth. You buy the game, or you buy the rights to the game, but oh, there it is. And then because the air quote good guys of the video game world are willing to maybe not necessarily agree with the bad actors, but they're definitely not going to disagree with them. It just puts us in a spot where it's just like, well, what do we do? We can't trust anybody when it comes to video games these days. It's like, I mean, the thing that really gets me though is the privileged audience. I feel like a lot of people have forgotten that video games and media as a whole are not a right. They're a privilege. There's no law that says you deserve the right to watch whatever you want to watch whenever you want to watch, regardless of what the owners of that feel, say, or think. It's just that's not how the business works. So if some company wants to be like, we don't want you like using our thing anymore, then that's their right. Like I think about it from this perspective. I create a widget. Let's say I create a widget or something like that, and I have a certain number of these widgets out there, and it gets to a point where I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm done making these widgets. I don't want them out there anymore. The people who have them, I'm grateful for those people, but I don't want there to be any more. So now somebody has the right, supposedly or allegedly, to go behind my back and then start like bootlegging my widgets just because they feel that they have some sort of right to my stuff, to my ideas, to my creation. And they're like essentially just outright stealing from me. It's the idea like the best way to put it is, let me think one more time. You have, I don't know, a bike. You have a bike, right? And you can do whatever you want with your bike because it's your bike. If you want to ride your bike every day, you have all the rights in the world to ride your bike every day. If you want to lock your bike up in the garage and never ride your bike, you have the right to never ride your bike. It's your bike. You can do whatever you want with it. These video games are the property of the companies who make them. If they decide they don't want to sell a game anymore, no company or individual should have the right to tell them that, oh no, you can't stop selling this just because you don't want to sell it anymore. You have to keep selling it, or we're just going to steal it. It's like, but no, that's not how that works. If somebody does not want to sell something, they should not be forced into selling it. I understand the opposition where it's like, yeah, but I really, really want it. It's like, I get that you want it. I probably want it just as much as you do. But if the people who created it don't want to sell it, you can't force them to sell it to you. They should have the right to just say, you know what, we're done. We're getting out of the game, and it is what it is. It's over. And people should be able to be respectful enough to be like, I really hate watching you go, but I do appreciate the time that we had while you were here. But again, it goes back to what I was saying about the privileged audience. There's people who seem to think that they should be able to force a creator into providing the content that they want against that creator's best wishes. I don't know what I'm doing with all these trees. I'm just trying to move them out of the way right now. I should have room for one more tree in my pocket. Yep. I guess so, but if I paid for it and they forcibly take it from me and not even give me my money back. See, that's where things get sketchy. I do think there should be a strict clarification between buyer and seller on whether or not the buyer has rights to the product. Like what are they buying? Are you buying an actual product, or are you buying a lease? These things should be very much differentiated from one another. Um, like when vehicles. We'll look at cars. When you lease a car, you have a contract that says, all right, I can use this car for whatever the heck I want to use this car for this period of time, and as long as I'm not abusing my rights to that car, then the people who uh, own the car can't take it from me prematurely. All right, fair enough, right? But um, if uh, sorry, I had a brain fart. So they can't take it from me prematurely. Oh, there's Camel Frog. But if I break the lease at any point in time, like I misuse the vehicle or anything like that, they can and will and should take it from me. And we'll call that fair game at that point in time. Now, let's say we don't have any issues. I take 100% good care of it. We will still end up getting to the end of the lease at some point, and I will be expected to return it anyway. These are understood when you lease something, and that's kind of what a lot of companies are trying to do with their games these days. Now, the other end of it is I bought the game. If I bought the game, similar to like if I buy the car, there's nothing the previous owner can do in regards to taking it back, because I now fully own the rights to the game. Now, where it gets really muddled, I would say, is probably from the idea that, well, they're not buying the game. They're like you don't own the game. You don't own the rights to the game. You have a copy of the game, but you don't outright own that game. And I think that's where they're starting to get really things are getting really dirty. Where it's like, okay, if they don't own the actual game, then we should be able to take it back and do stuff. It's like, well, they own their copy of the game. They can use the game, and we should have the common understanding that they can't resell or distribute the game because they don't own the actual IP. But the owner of the actual IP should not be able to just show up and like just take it away from you and say, "Yep, sorry, sucks to suck. It's ours, and we can do whatever we want with it." That shouldn't be the case. But I don't know. Companies are just being really weird for no reason right now. And the sad part about it is it's one of those weird things that you don't really treat people bad until you need them most. It's this weird phenomenon. For the longest time, video game companies did not need their clients. Like, people talking about like, oh yeah, I like playing video games. Yeah, guess what? These video game developers don't need you. Why do they treat you so nicely? I don't know. Love the game, probably. But they don't need you. But nowadays, as less and less people can actually afford to play video games, these developers need you more and more. And the fact that they need you the most, and now they've decided to start treating you poorly, that's where things kind of get weird. Like, I don't understand that. It's like, for like the last 10, 20 years, it's like, all right, people, they show up, they play the games, developers make great games, everything's fun, everything's hunky-dory, it's a great time. And then, out of nowhere, it just starts getting like really bad, and there's really no explanation as to why things are progressively getting worse. they start acting like they don't need people, but like that would have been true a while ago. But now that nobody can really afford video games these days, and when I say nobody can afford video games, I'm not saying that people aren't playing video games because they've been priced out, but there are a lot of people, a good number who are being priced out of video games because of how expensive. It's not so much that games are getting more expensive; it's life is getting more expensive. Like I've saw a lot of people complaining about Nintendo. They call them greedy. They're like, oh yeah, they're selling their new console for $450, and then they're also selling their games for like $70 to $80. They're so greedy. They're so despicable. I can't stand Nintendo. Why would they do that? And I'm like, hopped onto an inflation calculator and checked out how much more expensive are video games um, in relation to how much money people make compared to how things used to be way back in the day. And people actually make more money now. Well, no, they don't make more money now. Let me catch my breath. Clarify. Video games cost just as much, if not less, when you calculate inflation than what they did back in the 90s. When I was a young kid, I think the Super Nintendo was like $200 and their games were like $50. Just like imagine that for a second. $50 for a brand new video game. And that was in the 90s. You think of all the things that have gone up in price since then. And video games, they went up to $60? $60 is not much when you take into consideration dang near 30 years of inflation. Like, there's really... And they gripe about it. And I'm like, it's not... Games aren't more expensive. They're actually... Based off of how much money people make and how much games cost, games are cheaper now than they were 30 years ago. But they're too easily distracted by zeros. People are so distracted by zeros that they seem to think that, oh no, games jumped up $10, $20. And it's like, yeah, they jumped up $10, $20, but that's like their first jump in the past several decades. Like, there's a big difference in that. I don't know. Man. I can't justify what the video game companies are doing entirely, but I do think there's a lot of people who are blowing it out of proportion. There's a lot of people who are saying that they are being a lot worse than what they actually are being. But, you know, that's just my opinion. I'm just one guy. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to disagree with me and say, no, man, there's really no reason for things to go up in prices. And, like, factually speaking, yeah, there really is no reason why things need to go up in price, but they do. One of the weirdest things about it is, like, people say that, oh man, I need a raise because the milk went up. But the reason why the milk went up was because somebody wanted to raise, and it creates this inflation cycle where people keep raising the prices to match how much people want to make, and ultimately that's one of the factors that have contributed to people getting priced out of video games these days. Oh man, okay, what's going on here, Camel Frog? I was all fine with a lot. Like, I hated your carpet when I first seen it when you're like in boxes, but what's it with the random fake tree? He sticks to his theme, I guess, at the very least. To get back to what you were saying, though, I don't think that video game companies should be able to just like outright take a sold product back, but there needs to always be um, transparency when you exchange money for a good, what you're actually buying. Are you leasing a good, or are you purchasing? But like not purchasing, like are you leasing the good, or are you buying the good? Do you own the product, or do you just own the right to use the product for a set period of time? As long as that is clarified, then we should be able to have much more clarity as to what can or can't be done by these companies. Oh, bro. Is that two of them? I can get... Oh. I hate banded dragonflies. Like me personally, if the company tells me that I'm not actually like buying the game, I'm just like buying a license to use it, then I mean I guess it is what it is, right? But like I just need like clarity at the point of money exchanging hands. There should be no questions as to what's going on. But like I reiterate a whole bunch because I'm mentally trying to figure it out myself. Spooky tree? Oh, I was like, I thought we already knew that one. I guess we do. I think what we'll do is we're going to just do the wooden bridge. Bridges and inclines. Want a bridge. I think this is the right choice. Now my next question is like, how close can it get? Is it 2 spots or 1 spot? If it's two spots, it's not so bad. We'll figure it out. I think the weirdest part about the whole process when it comes to how these game companies are working with it is I don't agree 100% with everything that they do, but I do understand both sides of the equation. I understand how one feels that they have the rights. I understand how one feels that they're being wronged. But perhaps this is just what leads us to having a deeper, more profound appreciation for the companies who are not doing such things. Like, for example, like I had mentioned, like with Animal Crossing, like I don't feel like Nintendo is really. I don't feel like Nintendo's being particularly greedy when it comes to their new approach to things, and considering like that I'm still a big fan of like the product that they're making. It makes sense to me that, you know, if I'm enjoying the product and they just want some extra money for their product, who am I to say, you know, argue with them about that? It's like ultimately what it comes down to is either you pay or you don't pay, right? Like people who are like upset, like oh no, these guys are being greedy. It's like video games are not a necessity. It's not oxygen. It's not water. It's not food. Um, or food specifically that is a requirement for living. It's entertainment. It's media. The idea that oh they should cater to my whim. They should give me what I want when I want it. It's like, I mean, but it's a one-sided transaction. It's either, you know, well, actually, it's not one-sided. It's like either kid, you have to move this goat. Well, I don't know what it is. It's hard programmed into them that once you start terraforming something, they have to sit exactly in the way. I don't know. You're a smart guy. I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm saying when it comes to it all. It's just the fact that there's so many gripes and complaints regarding, oh, these companies are being greedy. They're too close to the plaza. Okay, so you can't do it too close to the plaza. Is the other side also too close to the plaza? Okay, so it's too close either way. So then what we do next is we're going to move it over one. Whoops. I don't know. It's just video games are so weird right now. I almost feel ashamed sometimes to say that I still like video games, just the way that everybody talks and acts around them. It's gotten weird. Because like the average gamer just feels so jaded right now from the companies that they have pledged their allegiance to. And I just don't know what is the proper way to deal with it at this point in time. Clearly, I am not the demographic that video game companies care all that much for, since it's pretty obvious that I don't buy video games as frequently as some of my contemporaries do. Oh, whoops. I mean, we are going to build a river all the way around it, so I guess it works out. That was a close one. I don't know. Okay. Oh my goodness. Why do these cookies haunt me? This is the whole reason why we're at this point right now. Was because we need to learn how to make cookies. I heard a bunch of kids saying, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that at all. Those kids are going to say that, and I'm not going to hear it. Oh, goodness gracious. It's one of those, like, my wife and I had a conversation about it the other day. And it's Brain Rot the Musical. That's the short version of it. I don't use that kind of language, and it's a lot better if nobody else were to. It's especially when you discover that the meaning behind it is literally nothing. It means nothing. It's just a thing that they say, and they have their laughs, but the actual meaning behind it is non-existent. Now I feel like a boomer basically ticks you off when it's literally it's just a young kid slang thing. It's in tune with all their brain rots and whatnot. The meaning behind it, we looked it up the other day, and it literally means nothing. That's the crazy thing about it. Like, it's one of those things that you'll be told, oh no, it means this, but then like in the reality of it all, it's like, yeah, but like that means nothing. It's like, yeah, exactly what it is. It means nothing. There's no real context behind it that matters. It's just kind of put out there, and there's no actual definition behind it. I feel like I made a mistake. Should this be 3 wide? I can't remember if you can jump over a 3 wide gap or not. One of my friends say it. I try to research, found it. All right. I pray that this is the only time we have this conversation, because every time I have to explain it, it makes me frustrated. So apparently it originated from a line in a song, where the guy says 6-7, and it's in reference to. I can't jump over 3 gap. Okay. It's in reference to a street in Chicago, 67th Street, and it then goes on to mean a reference to a basketball player in the United States who is 6'7", and then the original video, if you've seen it, is some bob-headed kid at a high school basketball game, and they're just playing basketball, so there's not much like really to note about it. But then after a play, the camera pans over to the kid, and the kid just starts yelling 6-7, and he's like doing the comparing the weight of 2 cantaloupe to each other hand gesture, and all of his friends start doing it, and that's the chain reaction, because then all of their friends start doing it, and their friends, and next thing you know, if their friends happen to be friends with your those weird kids who keep mentioning it to you, and you're like, I don't get what this means. It's like, it makes sense that you don't get what it means, because they made it up and they don't even get what it means. I feel like the internet is good and bad, because meet people like you, but then there's dang kids. Hot take. Sometimes people argue that children should be banned from the internet, and then there's also some people who feel like they should be banned from just polite society as a whole until they turn 18. And I'm not saying I agree with it, but I also can't say that I don't understand where they're coming from when they say such things. It's tough out there with how some of these kids can be, and oh man, it's a whole different world right now. Anybody who existed, anybody who was not born yesterday can say that today is a much different world than it was 2 days ago. Oh man, they make it's so difficult to keep up with things because it changes so quickly. But the worst part to me is that it's changing into nothing so quickly. Like this whole thing, it literally means nothing. You ask them, what does it mean? They say, oh, it means, they don't tell you what it means, because they don't know what it means, because it means nothing. Uh, 168,000, and I'm gonna have to destroy this bridge because I don't think I need it. If I have a kid, I'm not gonna Given the interaction, media has ruined the youth of today. It's sad, but it's true. For me, it started with what's that TV show? SpongeBob SquarePants was where it first started. They would do and partake in all the weirdest and arguably dumbest things on that show. Like, they literally had one episode that was entirely dedicated to the main characters learned how to curse, like how to say cuss words in their own little dolphin squeaking voices or whatnot. And that was the whole episode of them. Oh yeah, we know how to curse now. Until eventually somebody teaches them that cursing is bad, and like that's good that you get to that point, but then you also have to take into consideration that is this really what entertainment for children should be like? And I think, obvious answer is no, no, this isn't what they need to be indulging in. And we're not even talking about like teenagers. We're talking about like small children are watching this, learning this. I mean, thank goodness that they're not like using the actual words, but this is just what the show is, and this is what's deemed as appropriate entertainment for the youngest, most impressionable people in our society. Let's see. Well, that's how I was raised. Only got a mobile device when I was 11, and I haven't set foot in any other social. I'm an old fart. One could say literally, so one could say not literally, but I had what's it called? A MySpace when I was a teenager. And eventually it became lame to have a MySpace. You were pretty much a creep if you had a MySpace, because every normal person had a Facebook. So then I ended up getting a Facebook. And then all the cool kids started getting the stuff like the Instagrams and the Snapchats and all those other things. And I said, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to keep moving around, bouncing from one social media to the next, just to try to keep up with all the things that are going on. I'm not going to be that person. I'm not the oldest person in the world. Far from it. Did I not donate the money? I did not. I closed the thing. I'm not old. I'm at a point where I use the phrase, I'm old enough to know better, young enough to not care. I can run around, do all the things that the younger folks do. I mean, don't think that you can outrun me just because, you're half my age. And, don't think that you're going to overpower me or anything like that, whatnot. But at the same time, like let me put like there's more people younger than me than there are older than me, and I'm like right in the middle. I'm young enough to understand what the young people are doing, and I'm old enough to appreciate what the older people are doing. Let's just put it that way. That's the best way to describe it. But I don't like this river and like this river at the same time. But I think what I need to do, I think it should only be 3 wide because you can't jump. Like my thing is, I just want to be able to jump over the river. So if it should be 3 wide, then I'd like this to be like this. Probably be better. Now I wanted to put a tree like on a little island over here. I don't know how we're gonna fit that there. And then do the stereotypical thing that everybody seems to do. and just put like a waterfall behind the backside. Come back. I need to catch you to pay for these bridges. Uh, there we go. Got him trapped in a corner. At what age do you think I will learn financial responsibility? Um, well, I can't say for a fact what age you should learn financial responsibility because you are from a completely different country than myself, and the youth mature differently in different parts of the world. Like I would like to believe that people in a stricter society, kind of like the Japanese society, they will learn uh, how to grasp mature concepts a lot sooner than you would expect from, say, an American demographic. But it's it can vary. In America, I'd say that a young man will learn financial responsibility probably. Like I feel like financial responsibility usually coincides with just general maturity, and in America, for a man or a young man, that's probably around his 30s, like early 30s, is when he'll finally like because American men, we mature the hard way. We don't know the easy way. You got to go through hardship in the worst possible way before you can finally like wake up and decide, you know what, enough of this stupid stuff. It's time to like actually like bunker down and be a responsible adult. What do you got going on? Instead of spending 10K on a keyboard and 11K on a controller, that's another thing. Is I don't understand the financial difference between I think what is I think is rupees that y'all use over there. I don't know what the value of a rupee compared to a dollar is, an American dollar. But in America, um, you'll see young men buying like video games and whatnot, like wasting their money for a very long period of time before they finally like grow up and learn any type of maturity with that. I don't know if I want to do it like this or if I want to put the what's it called? The stupid cliff that they always seem to put on these things. $1 is around 300 rupees. All right, so if you said 10, so then about 100 rupees would be about 33 cents. Trying to do the math in my head. I'm brain farting hard right now. 33 cents. Yeah, it's not ticking in my head, but if I'm just going off like American currency, spending money on a new keyboard, and I'm assuming you're talking about like a nicer keyboard, kind of like the mechanical keyboards or the really fancy video game controllers. Based off of the American standard, it takes a long while for a young man to start justifying other purchases. I actually know a guy who is roughly your age, who he's going through it in his own way right now, where it's like, as smart as we like to think that we are, we're bound to make some pretty dumb decisions on a regular basis. And it's just kind of like, how long is there a time frame for when you kind of come across that? There really isn't one, in terms of like I said, I can only really base this off of the American thought process. It could be relatively quick. It could be a long time coming. You really never really know. And financial burden does not impact that time frame whatsoever. And by that I mean some guys, like, oh yeah, I learned how to be more responsible when I had a kid, and that completely changes your mind, man. Like once you have a kid, like you stop finding time for all these silly things. Like, no, that's not even true. Like, there's a lot of young guys who have kids who are going to still continue to make the same mistakes that the same financial mistakes, even when they have a kid, depending on them. And nothing's going to change that outside of just like, it's a personal thing that you decide to do one day, where you decide, hey, I need to have some sort of I think the best word for me is legacy. It's when you decide that it's fun to have all these things, but it'd be much more fun to have something to leave behind for my family. And I think that's kind of where things start to change for some people. That's usually about the point where I think um, a young guy might get some sense of responsibility. Yeah, I'm just not really digging this waterfall back here. I don't think I'm digging it, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a some shrubs all the way around here. But part of me thinks what we can probably do instead of the shrubs is just do some trees behind there. Maybe we can go for that instead. Maybe some trees. Cool thing is you can just get rid of these like that. Like my personal journey, I I had my kids when I was in my early 20s, and I tried to do the right thing more or less, and things didn't work out, and then we ended up breaking up, um, and it can be rough trying to like be a constant presence in your kid's life, especially when you deal with a whole nother party who really could care less one way or another how things go. But through all that, basically, I had a lot of freedom that, despite the fact that I probably should have been more active in being a positive force, there's like the one thing that strikes against a young person more than anything else in the world is their freedom. The more free you are, the more likely you are going to make mistakes, and the longer it is going to take for you to mature. We typically, mature through hardship. Maturity comes as a reaction to a necessity, rather than something that we voluntarily go through. What you got? In your opinion, is it better to buy a cheap fake or an expensive original? Because my parents said to buy cheap stuff in case it breaks. See, that's the problem that you deal with when it comes to these types of things is you buy the cheap one with the expectation that it's going to break. You buy the expensive one with the expectation that it's not going to break because it is a better quality product. And I can say that it really depends on a case-by-case situation. I have dealt with some products that have been much more reliable than their counterfeit, or not counterfeit, than their uh, bootleg. Maybe I have dealt with some products that their cheap version is just as good as their original version, and I've dealt with some where they're absolutely dreadful. And it's really hard to say what the correct answer would be. Um, for me, it really is based off of necessity. Is the big deal. If it's something that you absolutely need and something that you're planning on using for the long term, you should probably have the best version of it. Whereas if it's something that you're just going to be using, like, for a short while here and there, then it doesn't really matter which one you get. Like, let me put it this way. I had to get some work boots for a specific job. I had to go to a college campus, and their requirement was you had to have work boots. Normally, I don't wear work boots at my business. So with that, I was like, okay, cool. I need work boots. Do I go and get cheap work boots that'll probably break before the end of the year, or do I get more solid work boots? Well, I'm only using them to go onto this campus, to go on and off. I'm not going to actually use them for any of my actual work that I have planned up. So I ended up going and getting the cheap version of the work boots because I know that I wasn't going to use them beyond that one day when I have them. Now, if I was looking to use them on a regular basis, then I would want to get, obviously, the better work boots, because I don't want to constantly be griping about how much my feet hurt because my boots suck. Quick heads up. You only have 10 bridges. Is it wise to have all 10 bridges? Or is it wise to have 3 bridges all in this area? If I have 3 bridges that go to the town square, then I only have 7 bridges to use anywhere else in the town. I don't think I talked to you. Oh, yeah, I did. If I just do 2 bridges, one to the left, one to the right, then I have 8 bridges to use elsewhere in town. If I use 1 bridge, like just 1 bridge that comes up this way, then that'll be the only way to come to or from the town square. But it could be centered, and I could use a fancier bridge. Probably what we should do. Get rid of the extra bridges. So, dang, we're already like wasting money here. So, we'll get rid of this bridge already. It will put a bridge here that'll go across over here. Once we figure out what color these pumpkins are, yes, I can just dig them up. I'm too lazy to do that. I'll just go wait for them to grow. And then I think we're still going to do the what did I say? Shrubs that'll go all the way around. I think you can walk behind here, even if you have like something set up. So I could make like a little secret garden. I could even do a incline that heads up this way. Or I can do 2 inclines. Over here on this, no. We should try to keep them like, minimalized. So I can just have like 1 incline that just goes up this way. and goes to a back area. Let me just double check. Let me get a fence. Make sure this actually works. Revisiting what you're saying also. Be wary of what you actually need. What you actually need the thing for, right? What I'm trying to say is the idea of cheap or not cheap, right? Is it something important that you're talking about purchasing, or is it something that's not important that you're talking about purchasing? That being, if I like I'll buy a cheap stapler. I mean, as long as it staples two pieces of paper together, then it doesn't really matter how much I spend on it, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, if you put something back there, you can go that direction. So I could then maybe put like some trees here. 1 tree, 2 tree, 3 tree. Ooh, I like that. 6 trees back here. And then they create a split way, and they can have like an incline that heads up that way. That actually sounds pretty sweet. And then in between the trees, I can put shrubs. And then down here, if I put the tree here first, no, tree has to go here, and then we just have the shrub that goes that way. And then I can have like a waterfall maybe that goes down that way. And then you can have where the incline goes up, maybe have like a bridge that goes over the waterway that would connect these. And then there's be like a heightened area over here that we'd use for something. Don't know yet. But yeah, so it'll just be like incline that goes up, and then it'll have a bridge at the top that goes over a waterway. And I can have the water lead this way at some point. Go to that ocean over there. Do I have a fake back waterfall? I don't think I have one on this island. Now, if you want the real question, would you buy something cheap if you didn't? If money wasn't an issue, would you buy the cheap version or would you buy the expensive version of something? I think that's a fun question to ask in reference to this. Break that. I think it goes like that. That's how it should go. And then it makes this feel like it's a little bit more important. A top hat, thank you. I will probably never wear this top hat, but I do thank you for it all the same. Hippo, please move. You're in the way. Okay. Oh my goodness. This hippo. What do I do with him? Coach, probably. I mean, you're kind of chunky to be a former star. Oh my goodness. Okay, now you move. No, no. Oh my goodness. Oh, I just realized I'm not supposed to be out this way. I'm supposed to go out one more. Yeah. Animals just be all up in your way when you actually need to get some space. So you can't jump over the 3 gap, but you can jump over a 2 gap. Cool, cool. Please move. I don't think that's right. No, it's this spot right here. I think that should be correct. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Can I not jump that? I think that'd be better. Perfect. I think that should be the correct distance between the two. Perfect. Now, what else can we do here? I kind of like the idea of 2 little islands with a tree on them. But I don't know if I actually have the space for it or not. Man, these animals are really enjoying these new waterways. Just got to keep catching these moderately more pricey bugs. So the next thing we'll have to move will be Nooks, but I don't know where we're going to move it to. Oh, we actually would need to move Kid's house as well. Moving Kid's house. Fortunately, that's the only thing we have to move that's over here. Just move Kid's house somewhere else. What will the top area look like? I don't know yet. We know we'll just have like an incline that goes straight up into it. So I have like tree, tree, tree. We can actually go grab those trees right now. Gonna dig the holes just to be certain. We gotta get rid of this wheelchair at some point too. I can't remember why I put it there of all places. It was a gift from, I think, my sister. So I'm going to need a bunch of cherries to pick up some trees. Speaking of bad habits, I need to lose some weight. Getting too old to be this big. As I scarf down as many cherries as I can get my grubby little ball hands on. I didn't realize I had so much energy still. Alright, so those are all pear trees, so we don't want to pick those up. I think this is a hardwood tree. Yeah. I want them to be hardwood trees. Actually, let me see something real quick. University Horizons. Trying to see if they put lights only in the cedar trees, which looks like that might just be the answer, which is unfortunate for what I want to do, but we'll deal with it. We can always use different cedar trees. Like, we can always use cedar trees later on. I don't know. Let's head on back over here and put these trees down. And then find out there's a balloon over here. Oh wow, it's blowing too. Oh, revisiting what you said again. Another thing that should be taken into consideration when you're deciding on whether or not you should buy the cheap version of something or the expensive version, does it make you money? Like, is there a return on it? If the item in question does not make you any money and it's not something that you need, then you should probably get the cheap version of it. If the item does make you money, or it's something that you absolutely need, then there can be a justification for getting the expensive version. Because if it's something that you need, then you don't want it to break and then have to go off and get another one. Or if it makes you money, then you can rely on it making you a lot more money in the long term if you have a more quality version of it versus if you just have like the bare minimum, if that makes any sense. definitely getting a lot of change going on now. Which shrubs are we going to put over here? I don't know yet, though. What are the best looking shrubs? Animal Crossing New Horizons shrubs. Plumeria looks sweet, but I like Camilla. Holly are nice too. Maybe hibiscus? Ah, there we go. That's the picture I'm looking for. Yes, but no. What are these ones? Those are holly. Ugh. It might be the azaleas, which upsets me because I'm not a big azalea bush fan. And I have the recipe for the fence, I think. Yeah, this thing, a hedge. So I would put the bush right here and then be like hedge, hedge, bush? Maybe? I think that's correct. First, let's make a hedge. Or several hedges. Get something out. I think we need stones and weeds to make a hedge. I should have got the azaleas out too while I was at it, but oh well. I still have no idea what paper kite butterflies are worth. I just catch them anyway. Let's craft. I can't make a hedge. Oh, tree branches too. Alright, let's go grab some tree branches. I should have tons of those. And we'll get the azaleas out too while we're at it. Yoink. So these shoes match the outfit. They're great. Or what is it? They match the fit. But I do not like them. So we want the white azaleas. And some tree branches. Ah, I thought I had more tree branches. Note to self, gather tree branches. Also be nice if I put a DIY table next to my storage. And if I put a storage next to my DIY table. Whenever I can, I always like to have at least 50 of something, but I don't have enough tree branches, sadly enough, but it's alright. So I'm thinking we put an azalea here, plant one, and then one goes here. And then I think you put one here too, right? So boom, boom. Put one here. No, that's not right. 1, 2, 3. We go here. Oh no, that doesn't work either. Dang. No, we can salvage this. So the idea is right here next to this guy is where this goes. And then the hedges would go like right here. Well, I can't because I got stuff in the way. So we'll get rid of this river right here for now. And as long as we put the hedge right here. Girl, why are you right there? Oh my goodness. What is this ridiculousness? Alright, fill this one in too. There. So 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. Oh yes, Biff, Biff, come on. Biff, just move over. No, stop. You ornery hippo. It's like he lives to torment me. 1, 2, 3. Plant. 1, 2. Plant. I wish I could put this like on the plaza because like I feel like it means something to me at this point. Do you say plaza or plaza? 1, 2, 3. Something wrong here? No, it's in the right spot. It just doesn't look like it's in the right spot. Then put that there. My tiger's being a what? What do you want? No. What? Iron Sea? Yeah, sure, whatever. Whatever pokes your goat, Biff. There we go. I don't know if that's correct or if I want to use the azaleas instead. Guess we can see once the azaleas grow if they fit. Oh, we're missing a couple also, so plop that down there. And just so it'll be big enough when I'm ready for it, I guess I should plant the other azalea too. I'm gonna have to like move a bunch of this stuff, but I'd rather have an azalea ready. to be like a fully grown azalea whenever I'm ready for it. Just put it right here for the meantime. It doesn't really matter where you put it. Put it right here so I can forget all about it. Oh wow. Let's get all the shrubbery going on. So the next day, the bridge will be done, but then we're just going to get rid of the bridge because we don't actually want that bridge there. Weren't thinking, oh well, mistakes are made. We'll get rid of the bridge and then install a new bridge right here. Once these pumpkins are fully grown, we will hopefully have a white one, and then we can get our garden going. I don't know how we should do the garden. That's the other thing. We have to move Kid's house as well. Huh. Once we move Biff's house too, we can start working on a entry area. Some of the good things about terraforming is you don't need too much like tools and resources and whatnot to properly terraform. You can just, you know, yeah, exactly what I said. We should probably work on our last animal too. What we'll go do is we're going to move all this stuff into a storage unit. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to find ourselves our last animal. Who knows what that animal is going to be. Actually, we're going to sell that. Sell all these bugs. I need to put these trees down too. Put them over here where I'm not going to be working anytime soon. I mean, I can also put them on the opposite side. Probably the smarter thing to do. Congratulations, Walker. You get a pear tree. And a cherry tree. Ooh. Wow. Okay, maybe these paper kite butterflies aren't worth really as much as I'm hoping that they're worth. Exactly 10,000 is wild, as the kids would say. Crazy. Let's go swim for a little bit. They're really digging those new, the new waters. We're gonna find ourselves a scallop. That way we can get that out of the way. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with the mermaid stuff yet, but it's better to have it and not need it rather than need it and not have it. You know what I'm saying? And since Friday is going to be a longer special episode. I might cut this a little bit short today. Normally we go for about 4 to 5 hours. Might just aim more towards a 3 hour mark. Um, I mean, not trying to sound lazy. I also have to get up like super early and get a scaffolding of all things. It's gonna be crazy, guys. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy. I'll tell you all about it Thursday. On Thursday's upload. If there is no upload Thursday, just assume that I fell off the scaffolding and died or something. Um, I don't wish that upon myself, obviously, but you know, I'm not too big when it comes to heights, and oh yeah, it's gonna be something crazy. Basically, I gotta do this thing where we gotta climb up and take care of this couple's window. But the window's like 20 feet tall at the highest area, and not gonna lie, like the scaffolding says it goes up to 12 feet, which will be great. I think even still it's gonna be a little bit short, so what I may end up having to do is put my step ladder on top of the scaffolding still, and work it that way. Good news is it's not going to be a prolonged endangerment. Once the whole project is set up, the actual work should be relatively quick. And yeah, as soon as that's all said and done, you know, I can hop on down and not die. Come here, you Nautilus. Oh no, Gazami crab. Um, Something else to note. I've been contemplating. So you may or may not know we got a second channel. The Atlas Shrine Prime was supposed to be for Warframe, but I've been having issues with the content regarding it. Basically, it's a combination of I'm lazy and also I'm struggling with. Well, it's not so I'm lazy. I'm not lazy. I've just been spending all of my excess energy on this channel to try to make it the best I possibly can. I've contemplated repurposing it, call it like so maybe instead of like Atlas Shine Prime, maybe like Atlas Shine Plus or Atlas Shine After Hours or something like that, and just like have it be more of a channel that's dedicated to whatever playthrough I feel like doing at the time. And there's no like age check or anything like that. Like not to sound like dirty or anything. It's just like, you know, I may just end up putting like all the games that I enjoy that may be a little bit more different. If you not different, but like for more mature audience. So stuff like Warframe or anything like that. Put that content on there. That way it's separate from here. And if that's the route that I end up going, I'm never going to advertise that channel on this channel for obvious reasons. I don't want to push a potentially younger, more impressionable audience to a channel that has less restrictions on it. So it'd be kind of more of a if you know type of thing. It's like, oh yeah, Atlas has like a second channel also where he puts like all the other things. And also what it will help with is I don't have to worry about some of the games that I enjoy playing getting me shadow blocked by some viewers just because it's not considered appropriate for children or something like that. Just one scallop is all I need. And then we'll go find an animal, and then that might be the gist of what we're doing. I might just put the animal on the beach as we try to work out the designs of this island. Holy cow, that thing is booking it. Probably an umbrella octopus. Oh no, it's the Venus flower basket. I've never understood why they're so quick. Been a pretty calm evening. I mean, it's a Tuesday also here in the States, so a lot of people may be busy. With their weekly whatnot. For the people who do check it out, I'm very happy. For all the people who show up, whether they show up with me on live or if they come later on. I'm just always appreciative of all the things. The tide covers a lot of ground, man, but you never see it in a hurry. That is crazy. Admittedly so. It's kind of come and gone, but it still sticks around. I've just been kind of also like behind a little bit mentally. Just trying to catch up, if you will. You oughter know. Hungry Philosopher. I love that. That's a cool nickname just on its own. All these flowers. Trying to think how we're gonna overall decorate the town. I want all the animals to have like their own little areas. I have a couple pearl oysters, which should be worth quite a bit. Assuming the flower basket is also worth something. So maybe if we're lucky, 25,000? 21,000 is not bad. I was 4 off. Now we're gonna go talk to Nook Senior. We're gonna sell some land. Got some acid kicking up, guys. Oof, it's nasty. Come here. Yep. Let's see. Considering the island population and the land we have available, I do believe that will be our last plot. Cool beans, that's the last one. So, I'll look at the map real quick. I think we need a girl. We have Biff, Kid, Camafrog, Walker, and maybe we don't. Am I missing somebody? Well, who are the girls? We have the hippo, the kangaroo, the leopard. Let's check out our map. 1, 2. Oh, Punchy. Punchy's a guy, as we found out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need a girl. Our last neighbor needs to be a girl. So time to head out. We have our Nook Miles, right? Let's go see if we can find ourselves a new female villager. I want Lily, but we're just gonna kind of go until we find a female villager who I actually like. And then that'll be the roster. Our first 10. Lily's literally the only female frog that I'll accept. Like, I can't think of any other ones that are even remotely useful. Hopefully we can find found apples. And I say hopefully we can find a rare fruit. We found apples, which are technically rare compared to our island, but they're not what we want. But we will take them all because they are worth some more than 0. We'll get a good chunk bringing these back. And that's... So, let me tell you a story about this horse over here. And I'd probably be more inclined to accepting him if I needed one more guy. I'm not a big fan of how he looks, but if that horse is who I think he is, then he is this iteration of the very first neighbor I ever met in any Animal Crossing game. And that would be, assuming that's Buck. When I played Animal Crossing on the Nintendo GameCube, Buck lived in a house to the plot immediately to the left of the starting area. And so he was the very first neighbor. Yep, there's Buck. Man. It's tempting, but we're gonna let it pass for the sake of integrity. We don't want to do so. Plus, then I have to like mentally ship Buck and Renee, and oh goodness gracious, I ain't ready for that. But we did get a lot of apples, which the I don't know if it's coincidence or irony. It's not lost upon me, but you find an island that its main thing is that it's covered in apples, and the animal that you find here, did I say animal or apples? You find a mystery island covered in apples, and the animal that you find over here happens to be a horse. I would say that's perhaps a coincidence, but he would say nay. But that's all the apples, so we can sell all those now. But it was nice seeing you again, Mr. Buck. Sorry you're not my cup of tea today, but perhaps in the future we may cross paths again. We need a female villager that we would prefer. Alright, let's try the next one. Head on out again. Let's see what kind of animal we find on attempt number 2. And again, all we're looking for, because I like symmetry, we're looking for a female villager. preferably one who is not absolutely repulsive to look at, and that should be more or less what we're aiming at. So hopefully we can find something cool on these islands too. So what we have here, cherries and mums and a mouse. I think that's a boy mouse. I've never had a mouse in any of my villages. I had a hamster. I think Hamfrey was his name. I had him on an island one time. That's strange. 3 sticks. Ew, what's your name? Dora. Interesting. I don't think Dora is the winner. So we're going to skip on Dora and head on to the next one. We have a bunch of Nook Miles, and we also have a bunch of tickets still. We should have 6 more, so we don't have to settle on this. It's crazy how they kind of like force you to, though. Like, it's like, all right, cool. Here, are you gonna take it or not? I'm not gonna take it. Plus, the benefit is each one we pass up gives us another opportunity to find oranges or peaches. So there should be there's no commitment to less desirable villagers. We'll just put it that way. And to all the Dora fans out there, sorry, she's not my cup of tea, but you're entirely valid for her being yours. Fun fact: as a kid, I hated thin crust pizza. As an adult, I love thin crust pizza. That's my preference. Other things that I hated as a kid that I love as an adult: Hershey's with almonds. There's an animal somewhere over here. I'm seeing all these little stars on the ground, but I remember those are all just going to be the, what do you call them? Bamboo shoots, so they're not that important. Infused water dispenser. Static would be an interesting one, but we can't get him because it's a male. Animal is eluding us still. Ugh. Rocco. Alright, so I'm noticing this with I noticed it with Buck and Rocco. I'm feeling it also. I feel like animals who were in previous games, they seem to be a lighter complexion in this game. Like, I don't remember Rocco being that light green. But 3 down. We still have 5 more tickets to go, and I think we have enough to buy 3 more tickets on top of that. Worst case scenario, if we don't find somebody with the last of our Nook Miles, we don't have to settle on the last one. We can just build up our stockpile of Nook Miles, as well as we also have access to the campsite, so we can find all sorts of opportunities in the meantime. We can always just try again next week to see if we can find another animal, but mainly we're just looking for peaches, oranges, and a good animal. Oh, we found apples again. Oh man, how you paying off your debt? I just keep going to Mystery Islands to find a bunch of apples. Again, the apples, I think they sell for like 500 each. So Each tree is an easy 1,500 bells for us, so I believe we can also find a very special island at some point, because I believe they randomly generate. So there's a chance, there's like 1 to 5% chance that you can find some islands that have lots of really rare things on them. Like I think there's like a crossbreed flower island, as well as ones that may have like money rocks or special different seasons or stuff like that. Oh, hello. Oh, man. Jeremiah, why? Oh, man. I would have loved to have Jeremiah. See, I took Camafrog because I didn't think I was going to find a better one. Oh, man. It's hard. Oh, man. I want him so bad. Is a blue frog worth more than finding a female villager? Oh, and he's so cute too. Ugh. How much will I hate myself if I let Jeremiah slip through my fingers? You know what? What's a man if he doesn't have his integrity? We gotta find a female villager. As much as I want Jeremiah, maybe in the future we can get Jeremiah. I picked the rock. Oh man, you guys have no idea how much this is killing me on the inside. The idea that I literally have to leave a blue frog. Like, blue is like my OG original favorite color. Like, oh man. Why couldn't he be a cute little female blue frog? I know somebody out there's probably like, dude, just get the frog. I'm like, man, I want to so bad, I really do. Like I would literally ditch Camafrog for it. Oh man. I'm gonna miss him so bad. Oh man. Get him, don't get him. Get him, don't get him. Nope, we just gotta stick to it, or stick to our guns. We're not missing out on. We can always just amiibo him later. Yeah, that's what we can do. We can always just amiibo him later. Still hurts. Still hurts though. Man. I hope we find somebody like soon, because my heart can't take another one of those. My heart literally can't take another one of those. Alright, we got something good. Maybe we get Lily, or maybe we get somebody like cool, like Meringue or Ketchup or something like that. Please tell me this was a good idea. Cherries already, not showing me anything. What is that? Wendy? Is that Wendy? Oh, I heard you like blue animals. Oh, here's a blue sheep. Yeah, no. Just hard pass. Give me the seashells and get me the heck up off this island. Such punishment. Such harshest of punishments. Oh man. Is there at least a fossil on this island? No. Just a blue sheep I don't want. Alright, we'll keep on trying. Let's check out the next island. How many tickets we got left? 3 tickets? Three tickets, 3 chances. Find that magical animal. There's over 400 animals to pick from. Who might we get this time? Got more apples. Golly, my pockets are so full of apples at this point. I wish they'd give me like a fruit other than apples. Like, imagine if I had this many peaches or something. Oh, goodness. I'm so nervous about this animal, because this was the same setup when we found Jeremiah. Yo, if the odds that we find Jeremiah a second time, it's a sign from the frog god, but that's who we're meant to have. Ugh, Rolf. Man. We have Bianca, so Rolf would be so good. Oh my goodness gracious. Why? This is just unfair. So many cool animals. I'd ship Rolf with Bianca. I mean, one's a snow leopard, one's a white tiger. They'd be absolutely perfect for each other. Could have had Buck for Renee. Could have had Jeremiah for, well, me, because I love frogs. This is painful, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is just absolutely painful. The way we're just like, ugh. Whatever I did wrong to deserve this type of torture with these animals, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So many apples. Well, you know what? No, let's say that it's just a plan. Let's stick to the plan. Maintain our integrity. God bless us. We weren't meant to have Rolf or Jeremiah or Buck. And the next animal who's going to come, as long as we stick to our integrity, we're going to get to the end of our tickets. And we're going to find the best possible animal. I don't even know who that would be. Could be Lily. I like Lily. One could say, oh yeah, but you already have a Camofrog. You going to ship him? No, I'm not going to ship him. Camofrog don't get no Lily. But I deserve to have Lily on the island. So maybe that'll be it. Maybe that's what we get to look forward to when we get to the end of these tickets. Oh man, Rolf was pretty cool. It's all because of Camofrog. He was he visited our tent, and so we took him because I wanted a frog. He was actually a pretty cool looking frog, but we're gonna go home. We're gonna sell these apples. And we got 2 more tickets, and I think we have enough to get 3 more tickets after that. And let's say, you know, this walk to the store to sell these apples, it's necessary because, not gonna lie, a lot more than just a little bit heartbroken. I'm still upset about that Jeremiah. I'm about to like go get an amiibo of Jeremiah and just be like, "Yo, man, we'll take you." What we could do is we could kick out what's his name? Camouflage. I mean, oh man, I totally would too. Hey guys, I got a lot of apples. How much do apples sell for? Not a lot. Golly, so many apples. I heard you like apples. It's like it's 10,000. That's a lot. That's a lot for apples, guys. Golly, that's so much for just a bunch of apples. I'm about to like just tear down all the trees in this village and just get all apples, guys. Like, golly, you don't have to water them? Oh, that's tempting. Let's get like 100,000 every few days or more, depending on how many apples we have. That might be the goat. I'm just gonna flatten a whole part of the island and just plant a whole orchard. Oh man. Alright. So with that good news, we get to go to the very next island, and it's gonna have a good animal on it. A good animal. Good animal. Yep. There's mums. Ignore the mums. We don't care about the mums. Cedar trees. Opal. Opal's sweet, but she's not what I want. Now, why is it a cedar tree island? I don't know. I've got a shell music box. Alright. So, we found Opal. Opal's not really what I want. So, we're going to skip on Opal also. We do make sure to say hi. Sweet little Opal, but not what we're looking for, so. Gonna just head on back, try again, and we got 1 ticket left, but then we can just go buy some more Nook Mile tickets, so. I don't know if they do 50-50, if they do like boy then girl, boy then girl. We'll see pretty soon, though. Alright, I want to fly. Our last Nook Mile ticket before we have to go buy some more. We have enough to get 4 more after this, but let's hope, cross our fingers, pray. We find a good, solid female animal here. Alright, off we go, guys. And the answer is, what's special about this island? It's a bamboo island with pansies. And no sign of the animal yet. Just checking the left side for seashells first. Nothing. So we're going to head over now to the opposite side. And there is a cat. Don't we have a cat? Yeah, we got Punchy. I don't want that cat. I'll say hi. I think her name's Kitty or something. Olivia. Olivia, you are definitely somebody's cat, but you're not my cat. So, what is that? Why is it right there? Oh, it's a fossil. Lucky, lucky. All right. We have thoroughly bricked on all of our tickets, so we're gonna go buy our last 4 tickets, and we'll try again, guys. Olivia, Olivia was tempting, but we already have a cat in Punchy, so I'd rather not have 2 cats. Plus, you know, if someone's being like splitting hairs, technically Bianca's just a big cat, so we will try for something else. A female goat, like Chevre would be great. I wouldn't mind Chevre. A chicken, Ava. I would take the chicken, Ava. Who else? Mitzi would be one cat that I would take. Like, literally, only Mitzi. Anka, I already have her on my other island, so I wouldn't want her on this island, so. Like, I'm trying to, like, all new animals. In fact, I'm stuck with Renee. If Renee wants to leave, that'd be great. And I can replace her with, some other animal would be pretty cool. Let's see. What are other animals that I wouldn't mind? I used to have Flora on an old island. Even Celia. I might take Celia or Flora. They're female birds. Who else is there? Are there any sheep I'd take? Probably not. A lot of different rabbits too, like Dottie or Ruby, or maybe like even Chrissy or Francine might be tempting as well. Trying to think if there's anybody else off the top of my head. Obviously, Lily is a big winner. Oh, never mind. We have a goat. We have Kid. Though it'd be tempting still to get Chevre. But bears. Are there any bears? Probably Maple would be a good bear. Maybe that pink crocodile. I'm not really a big fan of it. Petrie, the little white mouse that isn't Dora. That'd be a tempting one. I'd take Petrie. Oh, this one is a big waterfall. Cherries, waterfall. A lot of waterfalls. So the animal's probably up on the top. We're going to check for the seashells real quick. I see a purple leg, so I'm assuming it's a girl. Which one? I don't know. I'm trying to think who has purple legs. Feeling is oh no, Raymond's gray. Well, whoever it is, we're about to find out. And the answer is the other Renee. Wow. Wow. Yeah, no, hard no. Sorry, Renee. You weren't my cup of tea back then, and you're not my cup of tea now. Uh, all sentimental value aside, I'm just not. I'm not digging the. No. Let's head on out, guys. Try this again. I'm not afraid to lose though. If we don't find anybody, that's fine. We'll build up our Nook Mile tickets. Maybe I'll try again on Friday. We may have a campsite village. Actually, no, I think we already had our campsite villager for the week, so next week maybe we'll get one. We'll definitely find somebody by the end of October, and that's the goal. So that, all through the month of friends and family, that being November, we have the opportunities to have a full roster. And what we might try to do also during November is get everybody's picture. You only get the picture when you've fully become friends with an animal, like you earn their highest degree of trust. So, Pansy Island, cedar trees. That's a deer. And I think we can work with that. I think we can work with that, guys. She's popular. Like, I don't pick them because they're popular. I pick them because, like for her sake, it's not because she's popular. It's because she's cute. It's a girl. It fits the vibe that we're going for. I like the prerequisites that we're looking for our island. Yeah, I think we're down. Your name's Fauna, right? Fauna. I'll tell you what, Fauna. You're the winner. We found ourselves somebody. Of course. You'll love it there. We got Fauna. That's it. We're set, guys. I'll go double check when we get back to our island. Make sure that we did get Fauna, that she is scheduled to move in. And yeah, that's a big, beautiful day. We're going to have our final roster for our first 10 villagers, with Fauna rounding it out. And I think we can really work with these animals. I put our house on the beach temporarily. It says sold to Fauna. Fantastic. Hey, you, what's going on? Dang, Carrie wants to move out already? Not quite. We still got plans for you. We want to make friends with everybody fully. But cool, we got Fauna moving in. Everything's great. Doing fantastic. We should be getting some cooking done soon. Yeah, I think we did pretty good for ourselves today, guys. this place looks like a mess, a big, expensive mess, but we're all right, guys. We're working it out. We're getting there. And I'm going to say that this island's going to feel a lot more like home by the end of next month. And I am definitely looking forward to it. How much extra money do we have currently? Not a lot. But we're getting there. Plenty of money to waste on frivolous things. We don't have a basement yet, or it's all right. It's all right. We're getting there. But in the meantime, guys, um, thank you guys for showing up, having a fun time. As always, I really appreciate the time that we spent together. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love each and every one of you. God bless. Please remember, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we stream today because we won't be able to do so on Friday, but I will make sure that we have a nice extra long episode, including a dream address tour lined up for you guys. We still have our Thursday upload as well. Feel free to keep an eye out for the shorts. But in the meantime, love you guys. God bless. And toodles.